I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co, and this is News and Week in Review, where we go through the various news pieces, the creator spotlight of the week, the videos we covered, the games we covered, all of that and more. Links and timestamps to everything down below. Let's go ahead and start off with news, although this first one's less of a news and more of a like, hey, something I did on another channel. We have an interview with Asaf Hirsch from Easy Board Games. If you want to check that out, I'll have a link down below. Asaf does some of the gameplay, some of the how to play videos over on the channel, but outside of that, if you want to see a little bit of an interview, I mean, a 56-minute long interview. I haven't done an interview in a while. It was fun to sit back down and do one of these, so if you want to check that out, I'll link to that down below. We also have, what's it called? Lucky Duck Games. Lucky Duck Games has Borealis Arctic Expeditions, a family strategy game set in ice. The art looks good. I am always intrigued by what Lucky Duck puts out, although I will admit that I do feel that more recently their games haven't been hitting quite as much as some of them used to in the past. Although they are, I don't know if it's true actually, because I do find maybe they're just hit and miss for what works for me. Either way, Borealis from Lucky Duck coming soon. We have big news over here, over on Board Game Wire. I should note, by the way, we have a slightly short news week because this is being filmed a few days early, which I generally do whenever I go to conventions. And I'm at Origins. Right now, I'm at Origins in Columbus, Ohio, so if you want to check that out, not if you want to check that out, if you want, it's too late, You're either there or you're not. But if you are at Origins, first of all, stop watching this video and go have fun. But if you do see me there, by all means, stop me, say hi, all of the usual things I generally say. Origins is one of the more laid back ones for me, so I'm a little less in a rush the entire time, which does help as far as the stopping and saying hi part. But outside of that, I am at Origins. This video is being filmed a few days early, so we might be a little bit light on the news. Back to the news. Asmodee. Asmodee basically is bringing in David Peretti, who was part of CMON. He was a part of CMON before he stepped away from them, and he's going to be leading their Kickstarter strategy to head up its own crowdfunding and miniature operations. This is just recently off of the news that obviously Asmodee acquired Zombicide from CMON as well. So it looks like they are gearing up for some crowdfunding, which is funny because I filmed my White Death unboxing and I talked about it, and it's like, I don't see Asmodee going to crowdfunding. That feels something I wouldn't do. And they are going to crowdfunding. Like directly after I filmed my video, the next day there's like that news and they're like, yep, crowdfunding. We are doing it. I am intrigued. I am particularly intrigued about the possibility of things that we haven't been able to see before. We just recently had a Days of Wonder version of Memoir 44 with Star Wars, like that kind of collaboration happened. I do wonder if we get to see a Star Wars Zombicide, because as much as you are all sick of Zombicide, some of you, I bet that would sell. So I am very curious. It's funny, by the way, literally yesterday, because my kids are all hot off of White Death, my son asked me if I can get him Star Wars Zombicide, and I was like, nope, can't do that. That doesn't exist. And then this happens, which I guess I should have thought this could happen, but then this happened. So I am intrigued. This is articles over on Board Game Wire. You can check that out. And then also another crowdfunding news, less like news, but we just had a very busy Tuesday this past week with a lot of campaigns launching. We had Endeavor Deep Sea from Burnt Island Games. We had Clash of Clans launching as well. We had over on GameFAQ, we had a bunch of things. We had Colosseum. I'm only showing you some of them. We had Colosseum. We had the Isofarian Guard. We had Champions of Rokugan. There's a whole bunch of games, a lot of big titles launching on a variety of platforms. So if you had money to spend on board games this past Tuesday, well, they gave you a lot of options to pick from Euro to cooperative to competitive. Are they competitive? I guess the Euros are competitives. Clash of Clans is miniatures and competitive. So there's competitive with miniatures, pure Euro, cooperative with miniatures, a 1 or 2 player game, lots of options to choose from. This Tuesday might have been a bit much for your wallet. And with that, as far as our Creative Spotlight of the Week, which someone I've talked about in the past, but I don't think he's gotten a Creative Spotlight yet, that's going to be Ezeekat. Ezeekat is a delightful human being. I mean, his name's not Ezeekat, his name's Jason, but he goes by the channel name Ezeekat. He is most popular over on TikTok, where I don't even know his numbers right now, but I think he has like 1 million. He has 1 million-ish. He has 1 million across all platforms for sure. But he is very popular in the TikTok space in general, as well as Instagram, and also on YouTube for that matter. I'm just showing YouTube because that's where I tend to be. But he I want to say most likely, most probably, but neither of those words are correct. He most frequently, that's the word I'm looking for. He most frequently does book-related content. He grew because he did book-related content, as well as One Piece reviews, things like that. But he has, over the past few years, started shifting into the board game space as well, covering a lot of board games. So if you want excellent book recommendations, definitely check him out. But if you want board game recommendations and whatnot, especially from someone who is in kind of a balancing both those atmospheres, both of those separate spaces. He brings a different new voice to the space. So one of the reasons, like when Jenna from the Board Game Garden first shifted over to board games, I was very excited specifically because I love seeing people from other spaces shift into board games, because they bring a whole new outlook, a whole new way of approaching things. And if you watch Jenna's content, this Creator Spotlight is not about Jenna, it's about Jason, but nonetheless, if you watch Jenna's content, you kind of get those easygoing vibes. She brought that over and has maintained it in all of her content since then, which is always a delight to watch. And Jason very much is doing the same thing, but in a very different vibe. He brings quick humor, a little over-the-top characters. He really does an excellent job showcasing both the books that he covers as well as the games. He doesn't do a lot of long-form content. Looks like his last video was like a few months ago, 2 months ago, and then 3 months ago, not frequently, but first of all, if you like his long-form content, make sure to tell him, because that does impact what creators like myself choose to do. But also, if you want short-form content, he has got a ton of short-form content, incredibly entertaining, covering both board games and books. And the best part is he's a delightful human being in person. I definitely have a bias towards like creative spotlights when I think you are a great person. If you're just great at content, but you're kind of a tool in real life, I don't know if I care about you. Now, sometimes I haven't met you, so I don't know if you're a tool in real life or not. That happens too, in which case I'm still happy to shout you out. But if I have met you, even better, and I've had the opportunity to meet and hang out with Jason multiple times, and he is an absolutely stellar human being. And so that is our Creator Spotlight. Links to everything down below. And with that, let's go into the week in review part of this video. Starting off with the videos we covered this past week. We had 2 back and not to back this past week. It was a fairly short one, and possibly the last real 2 back and not to back for the next like 6 weeks. Fun fact, this upcoming week, I have a video that will replace 2 back and not to back that talks about my schedule over the next 6 weeks and how it might not be any 2 back and not to back. And then immediately we had this Tuesday launching all these games, and I was like, I'll still cover stuff, but we'll see. The 2 back and not to back, we'll talk more about the end of the video. In fact, when we go into the next week coming up videos, we'll come back to this. But this past Monday, we had a 2 back and not to back. If you want to check out, I think 7 or so crowdfunding campaigns, the ones that launched, it was a light week, but that's good because that means you got to save money until this Tuesday happened. Then we also had a month in review going up on Wednesday, as well as a games being added to the collection video. I do find the games being added to the collection video is like a 5-6 minute video generally, so usually I pair that up with something else so you have like a full video that day. Both those went up Wednesday if you want to check them out. Light month as far as games being added, and month in review is the fairly static usual thing that it is. We also had, hopefully, I say hopefully because I don't know, hopefully on Friday we had an Origins Hall preview. We'll see if it actually happened, but I am hoping to get the content for it. On Thursday morning there is an early access to the hall for media, which does mean Thursday morning I'm hoping to get into the hall, do all my video content, and that way have something that I can edit Thursday night and have up for you Friday, so you have a video covering the Origins Hall, which by now you know if it already happened. Hopefully it did. If not, something else happened, but that was the videos for this past week. No live show this week, unfortunately, because I'm gone Thursday, and I just didn't have the bandwidth on Tuesday to do it. But we'll be back with more live stuff. There will always be live things, just not always as frequently as I would like. As far as the games covered this past week, we had a bunch. We had For the Emperor, Slambo, and Fairy covered in one video. Get one up on Saturday. I like a lot of all-play games. This video was a video where you get to see me not liking a lot of all-play games. I wasn't super impressed with these 3 games. I'm sure they have a target audience. Most games do. I was not the target audience for these 3, although even then, to different levels. I have a lot of all-play videos already going up and going up after this. I generally am a fan of their stuff, but not everything's going to land with everyone, and so I grouped these 3 together. Their tiny boxes have not worked as well for me. Although I do think Rainbow's fantastic, I will cover that in a different, well, fantastic might be strong. Very, very good. I might cover that in a future video. We also had a review from My Island going up. This is a My Island review covering up to game 16, I believe I said, because I didn't finish the game. I didn't finish My Island. I don't currently have plans to do so. I am willing to do so, but I'm certainly not fighting to do so. You can check out my review on that, but overall, I think My Island was a disappointment, whereas My City, I still think is fantastic. Then we also had we had an interview for Isofarian Guard Veilward. I did an interview with the creator, with Eric, as well as, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I forget your name offhand, David, Eric and David, I believe it's David. Eric and David, I did an interview with them covering Isofarian Guard Veilward. If you want to check out more about the game, generally covering all the things that are new, highly recommend checking it out. I think it did a good job of generally giving you a feel whether you're a new to Isofarian Guard or coming in knowing it already. I think it did a good job capturing a lot of what you need to know. Like, I hate the titles for videos, like everything you need to know. I hate appreciate that title. This is one of the few times I think I actually used it or something similar, because it did feel appropriate this time, but I usually try to avoid those. Anyways, that was Isofarian Guard. Then on Tuesday, we had a few things going up. We had a review for Colosseum, a rapid fire review. I like Colosseum, but it isn't doing anything particularly amazing for me. It's a good game, and this isn't a Fantasia Games fault. They took a good game, they made it slightly better, but I don't think I was ever a massive fan of Colosseum so much as a general fan of Colosseum. I think it's a good game, but not all good games are great games. For me, it's a good game. Then we also had a review for Mandalorian Adventures, Clan of Two. This is the expansion to Mandalorian Adventures. I thought they did a good overall job with the expansion. It nicely rounded out the base game with more things, more complicated things, generally more good things. In some cases, I didn't necessarily love everything, but most of the stuff it added I thought was a good addition to Mandalorian Adventures. And then lastly, on Tuesday, we had a we had an unboxing for Zombicide White Death, in which I promptly made sure to say that Asmodee is not going to go to crowdfunding, or probably won't, and then they decided that they're going to crowdfunding. So I just was wrong of that one. But anyways, past that, if you want to see an hour of the first 20 minutes is my kids and I going through a whole lot of chaos and miniatures, and then the next 40 minutes is me going through a bunch of miniatures with slightly less chaos, but only slightly less so. Then we had on Thursday, we had a Battles for Rokugan preview and gameplay. That is Champions for Rokugan, different games. Champions for Rokugan preview and gameplay. That's this on the table right here, because it's happening shortly. But Champions of Rokugan, a preview and a gameplay went up on Thursday. You can check those out as well. And then lastly, a preview for Paradise went up on Thursday as well. I said as well twice there. And those are the games we covered this past week, which brings us today. Today we should have a few things. I hope to have a 6 expansion reviews video going up, just 6 different expansions, giving you my thoughts on them in a dedicated video. Sometimes expansions get their own video, see Clans of 2, or I have one for Rebel Princess coming up soon. But other times I just bundle them together, and it's case by case as to when I choose to do what. And then I also have a Realm of Reckoning gameplay going up today as well. So if you want to see Realm of Reckoning from IV Studios, that should be going up as well. I enjoyed it. I had fun. I'm not going to say more because I want you to watch it, but I'll say more next week when I talk about it. But I definitely did things in that video that I may have been distracted. Anyways, Realm of Reckoning video, you can check that out for a gameplay of IV Studios' upcoming game. And then I think it's going up. Oh my gosh, hold up! I need to double check that the Realm of Reckoning gameplay can go up today. It might go up today. If not, there'll be a different video. Anyways, outside of that, next week we have a bunch of things coming up. We'll have a Realm of Reckoning review going up on the channel as well. We'll have Black Rose Wars coverage, Black Rose Wars, the revised edition. We should have more, what else there? I don't know, more stuff there. Oh yeah, Two Back and Not Back, that's what it was. So instead of Two Back and Not Back, on Monday I'll be doing a video covering my upcoming week schedule, my schedule for the upcoming 6 weeks, and the various things going on, and why content over the next 6 weeks might be slightly different. It might be the exact same as usual, but it might be slightly different. The main thing I said is that Two Back and Not Back likely won't be happening to the same capacity it normally does. It's very difficult to fit in with the amount of con schedules I talk about in that video. Watch that video. But also, I already have regrets because I already want to talk about the campaigns that are going up. So I likely still will do videos talking about the games, but I might be much more selective about which games I talk about, talking about the ones that actually excite me the most, as opposed to all the campaigns. That's just a temporary change over the next 6 weeks. So we'll see. I don't exactly know how things are going to play out, but it doesn't matter what I say as far as trying to be responsible and not overcommit myself. I do like this hobby, and I like reviewing games, talking about topics, covering crowdfunding. I like what I do. I just try to do a bit too much. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Watch that video and then laugh at me when I do more than I should anyway. Anyways, that is games on the table. So I'm trying to keep it a little light this week. So here's the things I hope to be covering this week, because again, Origins, Paper World, already played this on BGA, should be easy to dive into it. A quick, fast, fun game. I'm taking this with me to Origins because honestly, I think it's the kind of easy little pocket game that I could play. One of Us is a fun little party game. Already a chance to play this. I'll be playing this more. Actually, I'm going to play it tonight. Tower Bricks, haven't read the rules for this one, but it looks like it should be super easy to play. I might like it. I might be very let down. The last time I played a stacking game, I was let down. So we'll see. Those are 3 small, easy to table games. Grendel, I hope to be playing at Origins. This should be a little easy. They'll be demoing it there, so I hope to dive into it there, then come home and continue to play it more before putting on some coverage on it. And then Sail Legacy, I don't have a lot of time to dive into this, so this will have to happen this week. Like, these 2 are definitely happening, and these 3 just seem easy. But I had another game that I wanted to put on the table of things I'm trying to play this week, but then I was like, be realistic about what you actually can play this week. So I'm trying. I might get to play all of these. We shall see. In any case, and until until next time, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I hope you have a good one.